Now, in our last class, we talked about a job application. It was from the 2003 paper. It was question 2, part B. And that was from 2003, and it was a job application. And we looked at some formal vocabulary and addressing the person as vous and so on and so forth. And now in this one, I want to look at part A from that year, also question 2, part A, and that tends to be quite often the journal intime question. And so we'll take that piece as well, and as an example of how to look at a journal intime, a little personal diary entry. Aujourd'hui, vous entrez à l'université, vous allez passer votre première nuit dans la résidence universitaire, loin de la maison. Décrivez vos sentiments dans votre journal intime. So we've got some useful vocabulary in the question already, en vert ici, que nous pourrions réutiliser, recycler. So, vous entrez à l'université, vous allez passer votre première nuit, you're going to spend your first night dans la résidence universitaire, in the university halls. We're going to recycle that vocabulary. So I'm going to divide my answer up into a few points. The first point, I'm going to say that here I am, and I'm going to say I'm in the university halls, and that my secondary school is a distant memory now for me, and that tomorrow it will be a new beginning when I walk into a lecture hall for the first time. And I'm going to say in this university, which is full of history and tradition. So I need some vocabulary to talk about that. We'll put that on the screen in a second. And my second point is going to be, I'm excited for my classes to begin, but I do feel quite lonely tonight, and I'm going to say my brother Connor, I miss him. That he drove me mad sometimes, but he was always there if I had a problem to share or something like that. So I'm going to use the verb to miss someone, manquer. And my last point then, to wrap up, I'm going to say my room is a bit bare, it's a bit naked if you like. But when I have unpacked and I've put a few posters on the wall and I've put a few photographs on the wall, it will be more comfortable. And that's all for tonight, and I'm going to sign off now. So that'll be the end of my journal intime entry here. So let's go back to point number 1, and I'm going to write some vocabulary that I will use for point number 1. I'm going to use, want to say, well, here I am, me voilà. And that's just simply how to say here I am. I'll color this in blue, this key vocabulary here. And I'm going to use the résidence secondaire, the résidence universitaire. I'm going to use that expression, and I'm going to say my secondary studies, mes études secondaires. I'm going to refer to those as a memory, un souvenir, and not any kind of memory, but un lointain souvenir, of a distant memory. My secondary school, un lointain souvenir. And tomorrow will be a new beginning, will mark a new beginning. To mark is marquer, un nouveau départ. So tomorrow will mark a new beginning. When I walk in, when I enter, quand vous entrez, quand j'entrerai, when I'm going to enter one of the lecture halls. Now, a lecture hall is an amphi. The French students refer to their lecture halls as just simply an amphi, or les amphis. It's really an amphitheater, and that's the full word, but we could, at a push, we could refer to just simply as an amphi, but we will use the full word in this context, an amphithéâtre. And pour la première fois, and I'm going to refer to this university, which is full of history and traditions, you know, histoire, et tradition. But I'm going to say, how do you say full of? Well, we would say impregnated with. Imprégné de. And then imprégné de. Now, so that's going to be my first point. Let's write that first point, and we'll make our vocabulary, we'll just dim it so that it won't distract us, and we'll write our first answer here. So, me voilà ce soir à Dublin dans les résidences universitaires de Trinity. I could use the singular form, la résidence universitaire, or les résidences universitaires with an S, that's okay as well. We could use either. And I'm going to say my secondary studies, mes études secondaires sont un lointain souvenir, or a distant memory. So that would be the most plain way of saying it. However, if I add in ne sont plus que, no more than, so no more, ne plus. Put those words around the verb, ne sont plus qu'un lointain souvenir, that would make it a little bit more stylish. And I'm going to say tomorrow it will mark a new beginning. So demain, cela marquera un nouveau départ quand j'entrerai dans l'un des amphithéâtres de cette université imprégnée. Now, imprégné, impregnated with, or full of. And université au féminin, donc il faut ajouter un E à la fin, ok, de cette université imprégnée d'histoire et de tradition. There's my first point made here now. And my second point then, point 2. I'm going to say I'm in a hurry for my classes to begin. Tomorrow I can't wait for my classes to begin. So I'm going to dim this paragraph now so that it won't just distract us. And my second point here, I'm in a hurry for my classes to begin, but I am feeling lonely tonight because I miss my brother. So how about that? To be impatient that something would happen, avoir hâte que, to be impatient that. J'ai hâte que, and my classes, mes cours, that they would begin. And I could use commencer, or I could use démarrer, to start off. I'm going to use démarrer in this context, but I could use commencer as well. I will leave it on the screen. Now, se sentir is seul, to feel alone. So this evening I'm feeling a little bit alone. I'm feeling a little bit alone because I miss my brother, and I'm going to use the verb manquer, the key verb to miss. Il me manque, I miss him. Il me manque, he is missing to me. Il me manque. And sometimes he drives me mad, me rend fou. Sometimes he drives me mad, me rend fou. But he has always been there, être là. To be there. He has always been there. So we've got to look at the tense in a moment. So he makes me mad, but he's always there. If I have got a worry to share, un souci à partager. Some key vocabulary in here. And now let's write our second point here. And again, I will dim this text for a moment, not to distract ourselves. So, même si, even if I'm in a hurry for my classes to start, j'ai hâte que mes cours de sciences démarrent. I must admit that, je dois admettre que je me sens un peu seul ce soir. Je me sens un peu seul ce soir. My brother, let's call him Connor, mon frère, Connor, me manque terriblement déjà. I miss him terribly, me manque. So he is missing to me. Connor me manque. Connor is missing to me. That verb is tricky to use sometimes. Mon frère Connor me manque terriblement déjà, even though he has driven me mad in the past. Bien que. And bien que. And now, il m'a rendu fou. Il m'a rendu fou. In the passé composé here we've got a and then rendu. He has driven me mad. Now the problem is that after bien que, the next verb has to come into the subjunctive. So this verb in red has to be put in the subjunctive. So we're going to say bien qu'il m'ait rendu fou de temps en temps. Bien qu'il m'ait rendu fou, right? Il m'est parfois rendu fou. He has sometimes driven me mad. He was always there. Il était toujours là. He was always there. When I had a worry to share. Quand j'avais un souci à partager. Il était toujours là quand j'avais un souci à partager. Il était toujours là quand j'avais un souci à partager. He was always there. Until today, I might want to say. So, il était toujours là. And we could tuck in here, jusqu'à ce jour, until this day. Jusqu'à ce jour, quand j'avais un souci à partager. So that's my second point. And I'm going to leave that on the screen. And now my third point here is going to be talking about my student room is a bit bare now. And I will be more comfortable when I put up some photographs on the walls and so on. So let's look at some vocabulary we could use for that. Again, I will dim this paragraph so as we won't be distracted for a moment. And my vocabulary I'm going to use my student room. Well, that's ma chambre d'étudiant. And the girls, you would use ma chambre d'étudiante if you were writing. But ma chambre d'étudiant, and it's a bit bare. Well, how do you say bare? It's naked, it's nu. Nu. And I'm going to say, but once I have undone my suitcases, once I have unpacked, and it's to undo in French. Well, faire is to do, and to undo, défaire, and then mes valises. So once I have done unpacked, and put up some posters, afficher quelques photos. Okay, so afficher, to put up in this context, the verb afficher quelques photos, to put up some photos au mur, on the walls. The room will then be more comfortable, well then plus confortable. I was going to use that vocabulary. And finally, we're going to say it's been a tiring day. Une journée éprouvante. A difficult day. Une journée éprouvante, although the travel and coming up to Trinity, up to the residences and so on. Ça a été une journée éprouvante. And I'm going to say the rest of my life is going to start tomorrow. Le reste de ma vie. So this vocabulary here in blue we're going to make use of. So let's write our answer. And we'll say ma chambre. Again, I will put this in gray now and leave it on the screen for a second. And ma chambre d'étudiant est un peu nu. Now we're going to have to put an E on the end because we're talking about ma chambre, a feminine word, so we need to put nu on the adjective here in blue. It's a bit bare at the moment. I could even say ma chambre d'étudiant est, and I could put a little dot, dot, dot. How would I describe it? Comment la décrirais-je? So that's a little bit tricky there. I'm going to put that little bit in here. Comment la décrirais-je? Comment la décrirais-je? How would I describe it? The it being the la. But the blue part is an option. We can leave it or leave it out. Comment la décrirais-je? Un peu nu. And un peu nu. Mais une fois que j'aurai défait mes valises, once I will have undone my suitcases. I will have, avoir au futur, suivi du participe passé défait. Once I will have undone my suitcases, once I will have unpacked, et afficher and put up quelques photos au mur. It will be sera bien plus confortable. Ce sera plus confortable. And I'm going to write a new paragraph here. I'm going to say cela a été une journée éprouvante. Et c'est tout pour ce soir. It's been a difficult day and that's all for tonight. Et c'est tout pour ce soir. Le reste de ma vie commence demain. The rest of my life is going to start tomorrow. So that's the whole answer here, and let's take a look and read through it one more time. And we've got our we'll eliminate the parts that we don't need, the vocabulary, and read through it one more time. And go from the top. So, me voilà ce soir à Dublin, dans les résidences universitaires de Trinity. Mes études secondaires ne sont plus qu'un lointain souvenir. Demain, cela marquera un nouveau départ quand j'entrerai dans l'un des amphithéâtres de cette université imprégnée d'histoire et de tradition. Même si j'ai hâte que mes cours de sciences démarrent, je dois admettre que je me sens un peu seul ce soir. Mon frère Connor me manque terriblement déjà. Bien qu'il m'ait parfois rendu fou, il était toujours là jusqu'à ce jour quand j'avais un souci à partager. Ma chambre d'étudiant est, comment la décrirais-je, un peu nue, mais une fois que j'aurai défait mes valises et affiché quelques photos au mur, ce sera plus confortable. Cela a été une journée éprouvante et c'est tout pour ce soir. Le reste de ma vie commence demain. Now, I strongly recommend to you that you go back to the various points of the video and look at the blue vocabulary and remember and learn the blue vocabulary. Then put away the text and see if you can answer the text. Using this as much vocabulary as you can remember and adding a little bit of your own. So just learn it, spend 20 minutes or half an hour to consolidate learning the blue vocabulary and then put away the text and see if you can write the answer. And we'll go again next time.